It was a very busy week for investigations into President Trump and his associates, from the FBI's raid on Michael Cohen to the blockbuster new book out by former FBI Director James Comey. Joining us is CBS News correspondent Paula Reid to help us break it all down, because it has been overwhelming. Michael Cohen is set to appear in a Manhattan court tomorrow. The president was very upset and made clear that he thought this was an assault on our country, the fact that his offices were raided. Is this truly damaging to attorney-client privilege?
No, attorney-client privilege is alive and well, and the fact is that attorney-client privilege only protects conversations you have seeking legal advice. It doesn't protect other conversations that you have with your attorney, and it certainly doesn't protect any kind of communication about a possible crime. And what's tricky about Mr. Cohen is he's a lawyer, sort of small L. He mostly works as a fixer for the president. And that's why the Justice Department was arguing in court that they're not really focused on his work as an attorney. And it also seems that a lot of this hysteria about attorney-client privilege, a lot of it seems like it could be pretext to set up the firing of the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, who is overseeing this investigation as the number 2 at the Justice Department. He oversees all the U.S. attorneys' offices.
And you're connecting those dots for us there. The president was tweeting this week about the special counsel, Robert Mueller. He said he doesn't have the intention to fire him, but the White House says he does have the power to do so. And that added to the scrutiny, not just about Mueller, but Rosenstein himself. Where should we be focused?
This was quite a revelation that the White House believes the president can fire the special counsel, because up until that point, most of us believe that only the Deputy Attorney General could fire special counsel Robert Mueller. He could, of course, refuse, and Rosenstein has said multiple times he will not fire the special counsel without cause. So if he won't do it, the president could fire the Deputy Attorney General, and then you get into this very unusual line of succession right now at the Justice Department. You have just a few Justice Department officials, and then you have U.S. attorneys, because Rosenstein's immediate successor, Rachel Brand, she vacated her position. She left the Justice Department, and there's a lot of Senate-confirmed positions that haven't been Senate-confirmed. So it's a very unusual line of succession if Rosenstein won't follow those orders. Now, on this question of can the president fire special counsel Robert Mueller, this revelation, this set off a whole discussion here in Washington. I talked to a lot of legal experts, and the prevailing theory is that the president could try to dissolve the regulation under which Mueller was appointed. Exactly, it's an internal regulation. You wouldn't need notice and comment, but that would absolutely probably see some legal challenges, and Mueller himself could even have standing to sue.
So is there a need for that legislation that Congress is dancing around to protect him?
Ian, there is certainly a cry from both sides of the aisle to try to bolster protections for Mueller and perhaps insulate him from being fired either through dissolving the regulation or being fired without cause.
Now, James Comey, who was fired as FBI director by President Trump, has put out this book, and it's got a lot of personal, very colorful descriptions of the president, compares him to a mafia don, criticizes his skin color and his tanning, perhaps Booth goggle marks around his eyes. It's personal. Are you surprised that this is the kind of atmospherics and language that the former FBI director is using here? I mean, does this matter? It's clearly getting reaction from the president.
Absolutely, it does matter. Words matter, right? I mean, this is very personal. It seems at times very petty. And the problem with that is that it bolsters the president's claim that there is a disdain for the president among top federal law enforcement officials in this country. And it's that disdain or that contempt that drives these investigations into Cohen or the Russia probe, and not the facts. The other important thing is that these kind of petty jabs, they distract from other really important tidbits in that book. For example, the lack of focus on the Trump administration's part on preventing foreign interference in our elections. So it's very surprising that he chose to use those pages for this purpose.
All right, Paula Reid, thank you for breaking it down for us. We'll be back in a moment.